What up, YouTube fam? It is DevanOnDeck once again, and today we're gonna have a little creative talk. So as you know, before I make any of these YouTube videos, I go back and look at the questions you guys asked me on my first platform, which is Instagram. So I look through my comments, my DMs, my emails, and I look for patterns. What questions do I get often? And one of them that I get that's a little more obscure and not so easy to answer in bullet points is asking about my creativity and kind of where my ideas and how my mind works and where these things come from. So I thought we'd just have a little chat about creativity, and I'll share with you where I get my inspiration from and kind of my process when I come up with the different ideas that I come up with. So first of all, my personal belief is that everybody's born with creativity. I'll talk about me. I don't think I have more creativity than the next person, but I do believe creativity is like a muscle. And for me personally, I've been exercising that muscle since I was a kid, a child. And just like working out and eating right will get you fit and ripped and looking amazing, working out your creative muscle and also feeding yourself creatively will result in more ideas and better creative output. How deep can I take this analogy? The workout analogy can go pretty deep, right? Because the best stuff for you comes from the earth, right? Which we're meant for, okay? And the closer the food you eat is to the original form, organic, clean, non-GMO, gluten-free, whatever the case may be, the better it is for you, right? You eat more of that stuff, you work out your muscles, you are ripped, you are fit, you are great, you are healthy. So think about when it comes to content and the things you take in, right? Take in things that are already inside of you, that are already your interests. Look at those things. That is the healthy stuff that you need to then feed your mind and your creative muscle, and then go work that thing. Go try some stuff out. Go figure it out. And it might be foods out there, right? Things, ideas that you haven't looked at yet because you didn't see this video yet. So go out there and try some stuff. And if you go out there and try some stuff, I guarantee you will come back a more creative person. Now let's get to inspiration. I think people take inspiration way too seriously. They feel like they need to go travel across the world, learn a new language, I don't know, take some shrooms, like do ridiculous things that work for some people. And if that's your thing, go for it. But you might be taking the things that you're already interested in, things that are already around you for granted. If you live anywhere in a city that has any museum, any library, there's so many things to find. And beyond that, you can do that from your house, from your phone, and just go to Google and just find shit. Like, there's so much, but let's make it very specific to you. What are you already interested in? What do you already like? What do you already watch on TV? Now, instead of always sitting there and just taking stuff in blindly, don't let it watch you. Don't just enjoy it like you normally would. Look at it with different lenses. Almost look for something. Look for how it's being done as opposed to just enjoying it as a bystander. Look at it as a creative and as an artist. So if somebody inspires you that you like I'm a huge fan of Pharrell. So if I'm a producer and I'm a big fan of Pharrell, big fan of Kanye, or a big fan of Metro Boomin or something, I'm gonna listen to their music, but not enjoy it. I'm not gonna start rapping the lyrics. No, I'm gonna listen close to, like, what are those sounds they're using? What's the percussion? What's that bass? Like, what's their BPMs, beats per minute? You know, what does that look like? What does that sound like? What is the vibe? Maybe listen to the whole catalog of music. Maybe I'll go back to how they first did it when they very first started and look at their growth and then see what I can learn from that. You see what I'm saying? So if you're already a fan of it, if you already like it, dig deep and look at it from a technical standpoint. Look at it as something to learn and to conquer that you can just study. And likewise, if it's me that you like, if you like my content, how many of you guys actually scrolled to the bottom of my Instagram and looked it up? How many of you have Googled DevanOnDeck and see what you can find on me? How many of you have gone to my LinkedIn and looked at my work history? I don't know, but you can find those things if you were to just look. And again, Google is your best friend. I look up so much on Google. Now, to be extra crystal clear, to make sure you're feeling me right now, let's go non-hypothetical. We'll just talk about me. As far as what interests me, it's a few things. I love cinema, like well-written movies and television. I love anime. I love comic books and anything superheroes or supernatural. Sci-fi stuff, that kind of all goes in the same category, the anime, sci-fi, cartoon stuff. And a fourth one I really don't talk about as much is art. I love actual, like, art, mixed media, paintings, sculptures, you name it. I like actual art, like the stuff in galleries. And I learned to like art more when I learned about creativity and inspiration, right? So a rule of thumb that I use for staying inspired is if I want to be inspired to do something or have some creative output, I make sure to find inspiration that is not in the same lane. For instance, if I want to design a shoe or design some clothes, I'm not gonna look at other clothing design for my inspiration. I'm gonna look outside of clothing design. The best designs come from outside of that world. So for my Instagram stuff, I'm not looking at other people's Instagrams. I'm not looking at other fashion guys' Instagrams, and that's why mine doesn't look like anybody else's Instagram. My Instagram looks like art. It's like you just molded together art and like some anime and then funneled it inside a serious fashion, dude. That's basically it. Think about it. All my interests, all things that I like, but I dissect those things and pull those things together to then make my visual style and the output that I put out. And that's why it looks so original, because it's a part of me. So what are you interested in? What do you like? I don't know. That's for you to answer. But pull those things together and make something else out of them. You ever heard the saying, you can't reinvent the wheel? Yeah, but you can perfect the wheel. You can make your own wheel. You can, make your kind of wheel. Think about all the tire companies in the world. You got Michelin and you got Goodyear. They both out here making money. There's enough room for everybody to have their own version of creativity. So do not let yourself down by short-sighting yourself. Look a little closer to the things in your environment. Dig deep and think about the things that you're really interested in. Find things that are out of the lane of what you want to do to find true inspiration. Think about how many great movies were inspired by great books, or how many great hip-hop songs were inspired by great soul songs. And that's how you make it happen. So that's where I'm at. I take in a lot of inspiration that is high quality and outside of the lane of what I create. I create visual storytelling that is surrounded around fashion, and it has a very imaginative theme to it, always, because that's where I'm at. I'm a big kid, dude. But maybe you're not a big kid. Maybe you're a serious person. Maybe other things inspire you. But I guarantee you, if you look at those things, you'll come out with something way doper than what you're seeing other people do, or people within your lane. And I don't care if you're a writer, a photographer, a painter, a singer. Pull it from somewhere else. Pull your inspiration from somewhere else. How many great songs have been written about a song? Maybe a couple, but I bet you there are more great songs that are written about real life, or an actual experience, or something outside of music. You get what I'm saying? I hope you hear what I'm saying. I really hope that just this rant and this talk is not for nothing. Okay? So give me your feedback. Do you like this kind of video? Are you feeling what I'm saying? Am I wasting my breath right now? If I'm wasting my breath and you guys don't care about none of this, let me know in the comments. If you are enjoying it, also let me know in the comments. But besides that, besides like the judging me thing, how do you find creativity? What drives you to be creative? What do you pull stuff from? What inspires you? What are you into? Let's talk. You know I always answer my comments. You know I'm always looking in there. So let's go for it. Back and forth, me and y'all, and we'll have a discussion about it. I think it's worth talking about. And this is a creative community, and I think we should all support each other. So this is me. This is my part of it, and I love to hear from you guys. Make sure to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. I appreciate your time as always, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.